Right, what's good guys? I hope you're all good. Welcome back to Danny's Point. Today it is a beautiful weather day, which is great because we're off to the skate park and I want to teach you guys how to do some grinds. So let's go.
On a mission to find my bearings, on a coffee-fueled adventure to understand, help and explore as much as I physically can. With a little bit of talking, a healthy amount of movement, my name is Danny Aldridge. Skating is my life and this is my point.
Right, wicked. We made it to the skate park. Like I said, I want to teach you guys how to grind today. I want to teach you the basics of how to grind. So all we're going to need is a can-do attitude, maybe a small amount of wax, a rail, and some aggressive skates. Let's change that. Right, so today I'm going to keep it super simple. I'm showing you guys only two grinds. These two grinds, I believe, are the building blocks of all the grinds out there in the world. One grind is going to be with the H block. So that's the bit of plastic between the wheels. So you've got two wheels at the front, two wheels at the back, and there's a bit of plastic in the middle of the skate. That is called the H block, and we'll be grinding on that. And another type of grind you can do is on the sole kit, and that is at the side of the skate, and essentially you're grinding on the sole of the skate. All tricks are made up either by the sole grind or the H block grind, or it's a combination of the two. Right, so the first grind I'm going to show you guys today is the front side. Let's go. So like I mentioned earlier, we're going to need some aggressive skates. Got them. We're going to need a rail in a skate park. We've got one of these and a little bit of wax. Why we use wax is to make the rail slide a little bit, because the first thing you want to do when you're grinding is actually grind and slide. Right, so now we've waxed the rail. We can see it's sliding really well. That's why we use wax on the rail, so it makes it slide. I just thought I'd mention that just in case you're wondering why I was rubbing a candle on a rail. Cool, let's go. So there's 3 steps you're going to need to master in this trick. Hopefully you get all 3. Let's go. The front side. The first steps to the front side is your approach. So you want to make sure that you don't go straight at the rail. You want to come from it from one side or the other. And that will depend on what way you're doing the front side to start with as well. Also, to bear in mind is your speed. When you're approaching the rail, you don't want to go too fast and you don't want to go too slow either. You want to make sure that you can make it towards the end of the rail. This will become easier to understand the more you start to grind and the more you start to learn it. The other thing, this is the most important thing ever. I learned the wrong way with this, so learn from my mistakes, please. When you're about to jump onto the rail, jump 2-footed. Use both feet at the same time to jump and land on the rail at the same time with both feet. Do not step onto the rail. This will make it harder, and essentially it's not the correct way to do it. Step 2 is once you're on the rail, you want to make sure you've got lots of balance, okay? There's only one good way to learn balance, and that's to keep trying, but it's all in your core, where you put your hands, and actually where you put your bum as well. So once you've jumped onto the rail, you want to make sure your knees are slightly bent. You got a lot of pressure on your feet, on them H blocks that you're grinding on. Your arms are out and your core is tight. And you try and surf it all the way towards the end of the rail. Once you make it towards the end of the rail, you can either come out forwards or backwards. This is more now going into stage 3, the landing. Your body kind of makes up the mind for you, where you're going to come out forwards or backwards, depending on when your shoulders go. So if I'm grinding down a rail, my shoulders move this way, I'm naturally going to drop and land backwards. If my shoulders are facing forwards, I can come out forwards. Okay, so there's no real science to this, it's just whatever feels most natural. So with all that said, let's see if I can do the front side. So put all my steps into place, bend my knees, I jump on, do the front side, and I've come off backwards. As you saw, I did a front side grinding in this direction. You can also do it the other way. This used to be called unnatural, but what I'm going to call that is just the other way. If you can learn to do grinds both ways, you're going to unlock so many more tricks and you're going to be such a better skater. Trust me. So that's the front side all wrapped up and done. I hope you got the hang of it. Interesting thing about the front side, it was first done by a skater called Chris Edwards. And actually that was one of the first ever grinds ever done, ever. I hope that made sense. Let's move on. So the second trick I'm going to teach you guys today is going to be the Mizzou. With the front side was grinding on just the H blocks. The Mizzou is a combination of 2. So one foot is on a sole and one foot is on a H block. So like with the previous grind I showed you, this one's broken down into 3 stages as well. The approach is very similar to the front side. You want to make sure you come at it from the side. You know, when I say side as well, I don't mean like 90 degrees into the side. I mean kind of like this. So you're not straight at it, but you're coming at it from a side, okay? This is really, really important and it will help you get to the bottom of the rail. The only difference, I suppose, with the Mizzou to the front side is your front foot. The back foot is in the same place, it's on the H block, and the front foot lands on the sole. That's the only difference in the grinds, okay? And so you're gonna land on the sole and on the H block at the same time, remember? It's really important that we jump two-footed onto the rail. You'll find this one is probably a little bit faster and easier to manage as well, because once you lock into the sole, it is really solid and it gives you a really nice locking in point. It also enables you to push off of the sole foot, whether that's to jump off of somewhere or to 180. You can really use it to your advantage because it really locks in. The other thing with the Mizzou as well is you want to try and spread your legs out a little bit, not too far, but just enough to give yourself enough balance. And remember, same as the front side, arms in the air to keep the balance, keep your core really stiff and keep your knees bent. And the same again, when you come off of it, you can either land forwards or backwards. You can either push off a little bit of your sole kit to help the 180, or you can just land forwards. Again, more to where you put your shoulders and how you push off the rail with your sole foot. That's the 3 stages to the Mizzou. I hope you understood it, and I'm gonna try it out for myself. So I'm gonna start from this side. I take my run up to the rail, I jump on my Mizzou, and I come out fakie. Try and learn this one both ways, because the best skaters can grind both ways. So I really enjoyed that today, guys. Thank you ever so much. I hope I've helped you learn a little bit more about aggressive skating and the basics to grinding. If you didn't know, aggressive skating is like my passion, my one true love. I've been doing it since I was the age of 10 years old, and hopefully today I've helped you along the road to understand and fall in love with aggressive skating a little bit more. Another thing to bear in mind before you go is it can be hard, it can be frustrating, but keep practicing, you will get it. The beauty is in the process. Enjoy this at your own speed. And the last thing before I go, if you want to learn some more grinds and you want to learn some more stuff in the skatepark in future, put it in the comments. What do you want to learn? What grinds? What tricks? And I'll try and make it happen. Guys, take care, peace out, move freely.